Today I'm going to be talking about the punishment of hell. So to begin, we should look at a little bit of history of humanity and the universe. We know the universe is 13.8 billion years old. It's a very old universe. It's been around a very long time. We know the Earth has been here, approximately 4.5 billion years ago. So the universe was created, it started Big Bang, and then 9 billion years later, a very long time later, the Earth was formed, shortly after the Sun was formed. So all this time, nothing was happening in the universe. The universe was just quiet. And then, about, like I said, 9 billion years after the Big Bang, there was an Earth. And then, fast forward another almost 4 billion years ago, coming up to a total of 13.8 billion years now, we are here. If you go back just, about 200,000 years, is when we have the earliest, evidence for humans. So humans have been here only 200,000 years. These are very early forms of humans. So all this time, there has been no humans for almost 13 plus billion years. Now humans are here now. God wants us to worship Him. Now let's look at the evidence and let's discuss this a bit to see if this makes any sense. According to Islam and according to Christianity as well, and many other religions, anyone that doesn't accept it will go to hell. Anyone that does not believe in the religion will go to hell forever. Now we are talking about basically 80% of humanity. If you look at the Muslim population, 1 billion out of about 6-7 billion, we're talking about less than 20% of the world's population. So 80% of the world's population is going to hell. Same thing with Christianity. Same type of idea that the majority will go to hell because they don't accept Jesus died for their sins. Now this is interesting. God made a creation that the vast majority of them would go to hell. Now why would God do that? In His infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, He knew He was going to create a creature that would mess up and go to hell, and actually the vast majority of them. If you're making a product and you have 4 to 5% defective rate, that's a problem. But if you make a product and you have an 80% defect rate, that's horrible. You're a failure. So, it's kind of strange, right? And why would God need to test us anyways? God knows everything. God knows whether we're going to be good or bad. Why put us through all this? Why go through this whole exercise? Humans, we are fallible creatures. Sometimes we mess up, sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes we'll choose the wrong religion. Most of us will mess up in our lives, we'll make bad decisions, we'll do bad things, and sometimes we'll die on that. A majority of people that are born into the religion that their parents follow. Based on where you are in the world, you'll end up following a specific religion. Why would God want us to all go to hell? Majority of people in India, let's say, are Hindus. Because they were born in that place and with those parents, they're going to be Hindu. Very few people will, actually go and convert. So, and if you're born in a Muslim country, well, chances are you're going to be Muslim. If you're born in a Christian country, chances are you'll be Christian, to a Christian family. So, it's just, it's basically what your circumstances are. And of course, some people do choose to change the religion, but for the most part, the majority of people will be born on a specific religion, and that's where basically from the history. So when God does this to us, He's basically throwing people in hell for making the wrong decision with no chance to correct yourself. Once you go to hell, that's it. You messed up and that's it. You're going to be tortured in hell forever and ever. Now why would God do that to humanity? The majority of humans, even if you look at religious people, Sikhs, Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists, Jews, even people that don't believe in God, everyone's doing what they think, is best. Like, for example, Hindus are worshipping sincerely, Sikhs are worshipping sincerely, Muslims are worshipping sincerely, they're praying to God, people are asking Jesus, please, do this and do that, sincerely, out of love. And God is going to throw all of these people in hell. To me, this is a problem. It seems strange and bewildering, It's said in Prophet Muhammad is reported to have said that God is more merciful than a mother to a child. But would a mother truly throw her child in hell? In a fire? even if that child was bad, it was a bad kid and did some bad things, would he really want to torture him and hurt him? You know, if God is more loving than a parent, he would never do that. You know, looking at an example of a parent, a father or a mother, the child says to them, you know, the parent takes care of the child their whole life, they grow up, and when they're an adult, the child says, you know what, you did nothing for me. You know what, even though you paid for my school, you paid for my everything, you took care of me, and you know, you raised me, and you were always loving to me, but you know what, you did nothing for me, and you know what, you're not even my parent. I don't even want to accept you as my parent. You know what, I hate you. You're a horrible parent, and you're not even my dad, or you're not even my mom. Now tell me, what parent would throw the kid in hell for saying this? What parent would punish the kid? Because, you know, loving parents would forgive the kids, and they would say, you know what, maybe he'll change his mind. You know what, even if he doesn't love me, I still love him, and I still care for him, and I'm there for him. But now we're being taught that God, who is supposedly more loving than your own parent, is going to throw you in hell for rejecting him. Now, does this sound like an infinitely powerful God that is, you know, more merciful, Arhamur Rahimin, the most merciful of those that show mercy? Or does it sound like a petty, jealous, insecure God? Does it sound like a God that's upset because you don't accept him? I mean, this doesn't sound like an all-powerful being. It actually sounds like a very insecure, petty being that needs to be recognized, that needs to be worshipped. And of course, I don't personally believe in God. I don't think that God exists, but I'm just saying that this idea seems nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. And you know what we find is it is the dictators and the brutal dictators of the world who insist that they must be recognized and they must be praised. And this is what we find. We don't find merciful, amazing, good people to be like this, and we would expect more from God. And I'm just going to quote from the Quran. I'm going to read a few things from the Quran. In chapter 25, verse 12 to 14, "But they have denied the hour, and we have prepared for those who deny the hour a blaze. When the hellfire sees them from a distant place, they will hear its fury and roaring. And when they are thrown into a narrow place therein, bound in chains, they will cry out thereupon for destruction." And Allah says in response, or maybe it's angels saying, "Don't cry this day for one destruction, but cry for many destructions." Meaning, you don't just wish to be dead once, wish to be dead more than once because of how terrible the situation you are in. And it says in chapter 33, verse 64, "Indeed, Allah has cursed the believers and prepared for them a blaze. Indeed, those that disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire. Every time the skins are roasted through, we will give them another skin so they may taste the punishment. Indeed, Allah is ever exalted in might and wise." This is in chapter 4, verse 56. And again, "But those who disbelieve will have cut out for them garments of fire," like clothing made of fire that's pressed onto them, "and upon their heads will be poured scalding, burning water." And it also says in chapter 83, "Those who believed today are laughing at the disbelievers." It says that. And it also says, it's a very, the description of hell is very disturbing, but I'll just read a few more verses. It says, "We have prepared for the wrongdoers a fire whose walls will surround them, and if they call for relief, they will be given water like murky oil, which scalds their faces. Wretched is the drink, and evil is the resting place." Abiding eternally therein. The punishment will not be lightened for them, nor will they be reprieved. This is in chapter 2, verse 162. So basically it's saying the punishment in hell is forever. The punishment will not be lightened, and they will not be reprieved. Thus Allah will show them their deeds as regrets for them, and they will never get out of the fire. And on top of it, Allah is going to show them, this is why you did this, and so they're going to regret it. The torment will not be lightened for them, and they'll be plunged into destruction with deep regret, sorrow, and despair. But they have denied the hour, so we have prepared for those who deny the hour a blaze. And I already read that verse. "And they will call, 'O Malik,'" that's the angel, "'let your Lord put an end to us.'" They're asking the angel, "Tell God, just turn off the fire, stop it, give us a break." And Malik will say, "Indeed, you will remain." And this is chapter 43, verse 74 to 77. Prophet Muhammad said, and this is quoted in Sahih Muslim. By him in whose hand is the life of Muhammad. So he's swearing by God, and this is one of his strongest oaths that he makes. Whenever he swears in the name of the one whose life is in his hands, meaning God, by the one who my life is in his hands, meaning Allah, he who is among the community of Jews and Christians and hears about me, but does not affirm his belief in that which I have been sent, and dies in a state of disbelief, he will be one of the denizens of the hellfire. And this is again in Sahih Muslim. So he's saying that anyone that knows about me, hears about me and knows about me from the Jews and Christians and rejects me will go to hell. He's making it clear. And also in Sahih Muslim, it says that death will come on the day of resurrection like a black and white ram, and it'll stand between paradise and hell. And then basically it'll be said to the people of paradise and the people of hell, do you recognize this? And they will say, yes, we recognize it's death. Then the command will be issued and it will be slaughtered. And then it will be said to those people of, O people of paradise, it is eternal and there is no death. O people of hell, it is eternal and there is no death. So it's saying basically that death is gone. Wherever you are, you're going to be there forever and ever. Now, just to summarize, the universe has been here for billions of years, and nobody was there. We just came about in the last, very short period of time. And all this time, what God didn't want humans to worship him, it's a strange idea. On top of that, 1.6 billion Muslims only out of, population of 6, 7, 8 billion in the world. All of the non-Muslims are going to hell, or the mass majority of them that actually have heard about the Prophet Muhammad and heard about Islam. Again, it doesn't make sense. Why would God need to do this to us? Humans are fallible and we mess up. We make dumb decisions. We fail. We make the wrong judgment. Why would God want to torture us eternally for making the wrong decision? It's said that God is more merciful, but it doesn't seem like that. According to this, he's not merciful. He actually is a very vengeful, jealous, angry entity. And this idea of a God that is like this, yet is the most powerful one that created the entire universe, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. What makes more sense is that these religions are not true, and they are not actually from God, and somebody came with them in order to convince people to follow them. And that is my conclusion. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.